Hey guys, it's Thursday. Yesterday we watched a video about multiplying two fractions, right? And it was really, really easy. It should have been easy. You had a worksheet. You should have had that done. If you didn't get it done, then you need to get it done. Give it to the sub. I'll be grading those when I come back. Everybody understand? Okay. So today we're going to do close to the same thing. Very, very close. If you can do yesterday's, then today is just going to be the same thing. Almost the same thing. All right. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be super duper easy. So everybody pay attention. So rules for today. Rule one, pay attention. No lollygagging with your friends. All right, guys. I know all of y'all like to talk. I like to talk. We both like to talk. But no lollygagging with your friends. All right. Just take away their break if you all are talking. All right. Break is going to be taken. And it's supposed to be really nice. I think they're pretty positive. So, rule one, no talking. Rule two, the worksheet that you get at the end of this lesson is due. And three, ask questions if you do not understand. Ask another student after the lesson's over or ask the sub. Okay? If you have trouble, ask for help. But don't be disrupting class. Right? Okay, so today's lesson, I'll go ahead and show you my screen. All right, so our first lesson today is we are going to learn how to find fractions with whole numbers. But first, let's review what we went over yesterday. This is 1/4 times 2/3, right? Yesterday, you all should have learned that whenever you multiply a fraction, you multiply straight across. So, when you multiply a fraction, all you got to do is multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 3 is 12. And what do you always check? And I'll type this for you in really, really big letters. Once you get your answer, check if it will simplify. All right. Simplify. Okay. Simplify. All right. Can you think of a number that goes into 2 and 12? 2 will go into 2 and 12. So you guys must divide to simplify. Divide by a number that goes into both of them to make it smaller. You're making fat fractions skinny. So the actual answer and the right answer, and the only answer Mr. Hill wants, is an answer that is simplified. Yay. All right. Simplified answers is good answers. Unsimplified is wrong. So on a worksheet that I will grade, if it is not simplified, I will be counting it wrong. Everybody understand. Everybody say yes if you understand. Okay, that wasn't very loud, but I'll get it. All right, so multiply two fractions word problem. So check this out, guys. All right, this is very, 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 very important. Okay, everybody look at the computer. Everybody look at the smartboard. Let's read this problem. Okay, of is a key word that means multiplication. Everybody see highlighted of. Of the cakes at Tammy's Bakery, 3/4 have chocolate frosting. Of the cakes, notice what word did it say? It said of the cakes with chocolate frosting, 1/2 has raspberry filling. What fraction of the cakes at Tammy's Bakery have both chocolate frosting and raspberry filling? Most students think this is adding because it says both. But Mr. Hill students know that when you say of the cakes, of something, it means to multiply. So on this problem, we're going to do 3/4 times a half. And we know 3/4 times a half is multiplied straight across. So it would be 3/8 of the cakes. Okay. This one says Lindsay picked 1/4 of a pound of strawberries. That afternoon, Lindsay's sister ate a half of the strawberries. 1/2 of the strawberries. How many pounds of strawberries did Lindsay's sister eat? So 1/4 times 1/2 would be 1/8. Okay? And the last one. On Wednesday, the farmers at the Perry farm picked 3/4 of a barrel of tomatoes. Thursdays, the farmers picked 3/4 as many. All right? As many means almost as much as of means. It means to multiply. 3/4 as many tomatoes as on Wednesday. How many barrels of tomatoes did the farmers pick on Thursday? The answer would be 9/16. Multiply straight across. That does not simplify, ladies and gentlemen. Does not simplify. Okay, so we get off of that. Maybe, if I can get off of that. Get off. There we go. All right, so today we're going to learn how to multiply a fraction by a whole number, which is very, very, very easy. If you can multiply a fraction by fraction, you're in good shape. So, think about this problem. It says 1/2 of 10. Guys, if I say, what's a half of 10? Could you tell me what's a half of 10 just in your head? What's half of 10? If you had 10, you're just going to split it in half. What would be the answer? Half of 10 is 5. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 6 is 3. So half of 10, or we know of means to multiply, 1/2 times 10. Now, guys, the answer is 5. But Mr. Hill always wants you to show your work. So how do we show our work? How in the world am I going to show us work? We know when we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across, right? So check this out. Number 10, the 10 here, that is a big whole number. All right, it is not a fraction, is it? Let me teach you something right now, and everybody pay attention to this. Number 10 is a whole number. A half is a fraction. But to make it a lot easier for you all, always remember that all whole numbers, no matter what whole number it is, has an imaginary 1 underneath it. All whole numbers do. All whole numbers have an imaginary 1 underneath that number. So now we have 2 fractions here. We should know how to solve this. 1 times 10 is 10. And 2 times 1 is 2. Well, that's weird. My answer still doesn't equal 5. But this is a what kind of fraction? Improper. And we solve all impropers by division. 2 goes into 10 5 times with nothing left over. Okay, so example. We're going to show our work. How do we show our work? This one says 1/7 of meaning to multiply, 1/7 of 14. Now we said all whole numbers, including 14, will have an imaginary 1 underneath it. Now I can multiply. 1 times 14 is 14. And 7 times 1 is 7. Now, this is improper. We change it to mixed. 7 will go into 14 how many times? 2 times. That equals 14. Nothing left over. So my answer is just equals 2. Final answer. There we go. Next, example number 2. So, everybody raise your hand if you can tell me, tell the sub right now, raise your hand, what will go underneath the 25 since it is a whole number? Everybody raise your hands. I don't see everybody's hands up. Almost everybody's hands are up. Okay, call on one person. If you said 1, you are correct. Always a 1 underneath all whole numbers. Now you may be thinking, can Mr. Hill see me? Quite possibly. 25 times 1 is 25. And 1 times 5 is 5. Okay? Everybody raise your hand if you could tell the sub what we're going to change that improper fraction into. Okay? All improper fractions will turn into mixed numbers. So 25 divided by 5. Now what does 25 divided by 5 equal? 5 goes to 25 5 times. So my final answer is just 5. Okay, next. 5 6 times 14. All whole numbers have an imaginary 1 under it. Now multiply straight across. 5 times 14. Well, Mr. Hill, I don't know that off the top of my head. What does Mr. Hill always want you to do? Always show your work. So if you don't know what 14 times 5 is, hopefully I taught you something. Go over to the side of your paper and work it out. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 70. So this is 70 over whatever 6 times 1 is, which equals 6. Now, I have a big improper fraction. I got 70 over 6. Okay? Can't leave it that way. So we got to divide to change my improper fraction into a mixed number. So, how many times will 6 go into 7? 1 time. 1 times 6 is 6. Not everybody's paying attention. I'm gonna wait till everybody starts watching the screen. 7 minus 6 equals 1. Bring down my 0. 6 goes into 10 because I got to start over 1 time also. 1 times 6 is 6. And 10 minus 6 equals 4. Now, here's my mixed number. 70 over 6 is actually 11 and 4 over 6. Now, is that my final answer? Is 11 and 4 over 6 my final answer? No. Why not? Because it will simplify. What number will go into 4 and 6? 2. So my actual answer should be 11 and 2/3. Okay. Couple more. This is a whole number, 25. It'll always have an imaginary 1 under it. 25 times 1 is 25. And 1 times 3 is 3. That is improper. Change it to mixed. Be 8 and 1/3. All right, guys, listen up. Pay very a lot of attention to this. On the worksheet in a little bit, if you get an improper fraction like 25 over 3, you must change it into a mixed number and simplify if you need to. Okay, only if you get improper fraction, okay? Last example. Okay, last example for a little while. 5/8 of means to multiply. 5/8 of 11. So 11 is a whole number. It'll have an imaginary 1 underneath it. Okay, now let's multiply straight across. 5 times 11 is 55. Don't worry, you're all going to practice this in a minute. Okay, so just give me your attention. You all will be practicing with the sub in a minute. So 55 over 8 is improper. We're going to change that into a mixed number. So 8 will go into 55. 8 will go into 55 6 times. Right? Yeah. 6 times. That equals 48. Subtract equals 7. Anything to bring down? No. So my answer here, my mixed number, is actually 6 and 7 over 8. Will not simplify, okay? Will not simplify. Okay. All right, so here is where you all are going to practice. All right, I have on here, I got 9 problems, okay? I got 9 problems. It's like a tic-tac-toe board, okay? What you are going to do is you are going to solve a few of these problems with the sub right now. So everybody, I'll give you 10 seconds to get out a piece of paper. Right now, hurry. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you do not have a piece of paper, you get so quietly. If you don't have a pencil, don't get up and go get a pencil. Borrow one off somebody near you. Okay? If you did not follow those directions, you may get a tally. Does everybody understand? Raise your hand if you need something. Do not disrupt class. So, number 1, you all are going to try to solve this. All right? Now, pause the video after every problem. Because as soon as I put the problem on there, I'm going to start answering it. So every time I click that button, pause the video, let the kids work out. All right, let the kids work out the problems, and then I'll go over it once you press play. So, okay, I'll tell you when to pause. So here's number 1, guys. Everybody should have their pencil and paper ready. Number 1 is 3/5 times 20. Pause the video. All right, so most people had 3/5 times 20. 3/5 times 20, or 20 over 1, should have been 60 over 5. But now, guys, you need to understand that this is improper, and if you didn't change it, you did not get it right. So 5 will go into 60. 1 time there. Bring down my 0. And then 5 will go into 10 2 times. With nothing left over. So my answer should be just 12. Okay? So we're going to do that again. We got done with that one. Got done with number 1. Okay, number 2. Once I press it, go ahead and pause the video. Pause now. All right, so we should have done 2 7 times 21. Should have done this right here. You should have wrote down 2 over 7 times 20, times 21, and that's a whole number, so it's going to have a 1 underneath it. Oh my gosh. A 1. There we go. So 2 times 21. If you didn't know that and you didn't try to work out, that means you didn't show your effort. Should have worked it out and got 42. And then 7 times 1 straight across equals 7. Now it's improper. 42 divided by 7 equals 6. All right. So we got done with that one. Let's do a few more. Do number 3. All right, pause the video now. All right, so you've done 4/5 times 15. And that's a whole number, so it'll be 15 over 1. Now, let's see if the class showed effort. A lot of students don't know what 4 times 15 is. So if you would have tried to work it out, it wasn't that hard. You all been doing problems like this since 3rd grade. So you shouldn't have no problem. You should have gotten 60. 60 over 5, which is improper. All right, improper means you need to change it into a mixed, and in this case, it just ended up being 12. Okay, just ended up being 12. So you're going to do one more. Okay, here is your last one. Go ahead and pause the video now. All right, 6/10 times 30. So let's write down 6/10 times 30. And since that's a whole number, it'll be 30 over 1. Ooh, this is a good one. So you should have gotten 180 over 10. Change that into a mixed number by dividing. Let's see how many students got this. All right, let's see how many people got this. Make sure you're paying attention. Some people's not looking at the board. 10 goes into 18 one time. Right, yep. Oh my goodness. There we go. 10 goes to 18 one time. 1 times 10 is 10. Subtract equals 8. Bring down my 0. And then 10 goes into 80 18 times. All right. 18 times should have been your answer. All right. Good job if you got that right. That means you're showing a lot of effort. All right. So we're almost done with today's lesson. Okay. We're going to get off this for a minute. And we're going to get off that. So now pay attention. We're almost done. Okay. Almost done. All right. So we're going to look at some of these word problems for a second. Like this one. All right. So Levi opened, listen guys, Levi opened 2/3. And why did I put a box around that? What does of mean? Of means to multiply. So it says write a number sentence. So you should have done 2/3 of 9. And since that is a whole number, you should have put that over 1. So 2 times 9 equals 18. And 3 times 1 equals 3. Now that's improper. 18 divided by 3 equals 6 with nothing left over. So 6 is your answer. Remember, on the worksheet you get in a minute, this is not the right answer because you do not leave your problems as improper. This is the right answer. Here we go. Here's the next one. Sherry thinks 2/4 of 8 clouds look like bunnies. How many clouds do not look like bunnies? Ooh, that's a tricky one. Sherry thinks 2/4 of them look like bunnies. How many are not bunnies? So this is tricky. So pay attention to this. First of all, 2/4 of 8. That's a whole number. It'll be over 1. Now that'd be 16 over 4, which equals 4. Now, 16 over 4 divided by 4 is 4. Now, this is kind of tricky. How many clouds do not look like bunnies? She had 8 clouds. It said 4 clouds looked like bunnies. That means 4 clouds also didn't look like bunnies. Okay? Ooh, it's tricky. Terrence noticed only 5/7 of the windmills were turning. How many is this? Here's windmills right down here, guys. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windmills. Times 5 over 7. 7 is a whole number. It'd be over 1. Okay, and 7 times 5 is 35. And 1 times 7 is 7. That's improper. Okay, since it's improper, we need to divide. Now, y'all can do this in your head. What's 35 divided by 7? Should be 5. So that means that 5 windmills, all right, 5 windmills is how many windmills were turning. Okay, 5 of them were out of 7. So 5 was turning and 2 of them wasn't. Okay? So, what you need to do, listen up. What you need to do, listen up, guys. The worksheet you're about to get is fractions multiplied by a whole number. Now, there will be a back size to this worksheet, and she will be taking these up. So if you don't get finished, you better get done tonight, or you get done later and just give it to her later. Okay? Now, it's a pretty day. It's supposed to be pretty all week. So if you don't turn in your work and you don't get it done, then you're just going to miss break. Okay? Make sure you get it finished. All right, so you get the worksheet, flip over on the back, work all your stuff out. If it's improper, you turn it into mixed. If it is not simplified, it is wrong. So everybody understands that improper to mixed, and if it's not simplified, it is wrong. Okay? Now, I won't be here tomorrow either. I'm still down in Louisville right now, trying to learn some new stuff. All right, so you all work really hard. I'll see you on Monday. All right, one more day without me is all y'all need. All right, I'll see you all Monday, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow on another video. All right, bye, guys.